Today, Toyota just announced their Grand Highlander. It's going to be revealed at an auto show February 8th. And today I'm going to cover the top 3 questions people have about the new Toyota Grand Highlander. All right, let's jump right into it. What or who is the Grand Highlander for? Why did Toyota make this vehicle to begin with? The simple answer is it's a SUV, a unibody SUV, the size of a Toyota Sienna or bigger, and it's basically meant for families. Now, it's meant for families who don't want a full-size or body-on-frame SUV such as the Toyota Sequoia. So it's essentially a unibody family SUV. People love the Sienna because it has all the space in the world. We have one, it's great. The Highlander is awesome too as an SUV, but it is smaller and there's less room inside versus the Sienna. So this is now a unibody option for those people with families. So it's going to excel at that, and that's the whole point behind, why did Toyota make this? So it's kind of going to tackle that segment with like the Hyundai Telluride, things like that. But it's unibody, so it's a lot of people don't want that body on frame. They don't need that extra cost. They don't like the feel. They don't need that extra ruggedness or that solid rear axle that a body on frame like the Sequoia is going to have off-road. All right, next is what's the deal with the hybrid system? So this hybrid system in this Toyota Grand Highlander is going to be the Hybrid Max system. So that's a 2.4 4-cylinder turbocharged engine connected to an electric motor, plus an electric motor in the back, Toyota's e-axle. So that sounds like a lot, and the hybrid part might freak people out because they think hybrid and gas savings and tameness. But rest assured that this hybrid that is going to be put in the Grand Highlander is specifically for power, not fuel consumption. It's for power. It makes something ridiculous like 400 pound-feet of torque. And the way it works is basically, you have a motor, an engine, and a 6-speed traditional transmission. And the motor, or the hybrid part, acts as a torque boost. So it's giving that extra torque, and that's why it has such insane torque and horsepower. The fuel savings on this car, incidentally, come mostly from the turbocharged engine. Turbos are more efficient. But when you combine the two together, it's still pound for pound more efficient than any other option. But power will not be an issue in this drivetrain. It's there. Additionally, it's not a brand new drivetrain. It's been out on the Lexus NX for some time now. And while it's not been out super long, it's certainly been on the road and there hasn't been any problems on the Lexus variants of this. Some people may be concerned about the turbocharged part as far as reliability is concerned, but truth be told, Toyota's been making turbocharged engines in the world market since the 1980s, so for over 40 years, and they've been known to go forever, so that shouldn't be a concern. All right, lastly, people want to know, can it off-road? Okay, so we know this is not a Land Cruiser or a Sequoia, and it's not body on frame. It's going to be what people call today as a soft-roader, but don't let that turn you off. Yes, it will be able to off-road in the same light as a Subaru Outback or some of these Hondas or a Toyota RAV4, what they call today soft-roading. So don't think that the Highlander is not going to be able to go off-road. The proof is in the pictures or the video these days. Just go on YouTube and watch people in those cars I mentioned, those Subarus, those Hondas, those RAV4. They go pretty much anywhere that this Lexus GX460 or 4Runner can go. Now, of course, there's limitations, but like I like to say, off-roading is not what you drive, it's what you do. This Grand Highlander is going to be very fun off-road, and it's going to be a very fun vehicle to learn and push the limits of what it can do off-road. But people are already pushing the limits of all-wheel drive off-road, and this drivetrain is not Mickey Mouse. Let's talk about the e-axle in the rear, for instance. So instead of having a drive shaft, you got a dedicated electric motor in the back that runs the rear wheels basically. So on demand, the ECU, the computer basically can say, send power to the rear, and that's just going to be phenomenal off-road because you don't have to wait for any drive line, any drive shaft to wind up or any clutches to engage. So you're going to have this instant rear e-axle when you take the Grand Highlander off-road. This is in addition to, of course, all the power that it has and all the torque that it has. And surely Toyota is going to include its traditional track system, which is basically limited slip differential. So it's like having a Torsen LSD front and rear. So if you start slipping and sliding, it's going to be able to send power to the other wheels. And I presume that Toyota is going to have some sort of trail mode in the Grand Highlander when you're off-road to, quote, lock the center like a virtual lock to where you'll get even less wheel slippage. So, is it going to be a Jeep Wrangler off-road or a Land Cruiser or a GX? No, of course not. But is it going to be incapable of going off-road and you can only keep it on pavement or light trails? Absolutely not. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, and the e-axle in and of itself opens up a whole new world of opportunities for, quote, soft-roading. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great, great day.